Hey, Paul. It's Paul Pluter. How are you? Hey, I just thought I'd give you a ring back there. My battery was low before. No, it's a fucked world, Paul. You know, the whole watchmaking industry is fucked, you know. What I can't believe is that cunts like Rolex, right? They used to give watchmakers tools to open their fucking watches, right?
Yeah, those days are all gone.
They want it all in-house. They all want it in-house now. You know what I mean? Because they see it as a gravy train. And I mean, it's not like you can go to Audemars Piguet and say, look, I need this balancing spring, I need this cog, I need this. They're not interested in dealing with independent watchmakers, are they?
No, it's all over, mate. It's all over.
When did that shit stop?
Really over.
Was it ever there? Could you order shit from them in the 70s and 80s?
In the 80s I used to be able to get a bit of stuff. But by the end of the 80s, they cut most of the watchmakers out then. And then coming into the 90s, they really clamped down. And then up until about 2 years ago, they just absolutely cut everybody off.
Oh, I see.
The only place that you can go now is the Rolex Service Centre, apart from guys like me, you know.
How about Omega? Omega used to sell stuff to sievers and wholesalers like that. Do they still do that?
No, in another 12, 18 months they're going to cut everyone off at the knees too.
Is it worth stocking up with parts from them now?
Some guys who supply parts and that, they're doing that right now. They're stocking up on a lot of things that, you know, that are needed. So it is happening now like that. But look, there's nearly always a way around these things. Some of it's going to get pretty hard. You know, it will get pretty hard. But what's happened with Rolex is there's a lot of stuff being made in China now. There's a lot of stuff coming out of China for Rolex.
So who's making...
The tighter they pull it in, and the more profitable it gets for them to make these things, the more that this is going to happen. So what we're seeing now is we're seeing...
What, you mean Rolex is making parts in China?
No, I mean people are making aftermarket parts for Rolex.
Oh, aftermarket. So Rolex would be anti that, wouldn't they?
Well, there's not really that much they can do about it with a lot of the old models. I mean, you know, if you want a bonnet for your old Falcon and they make it in Taiwan, well...
So what?
Yeah, you know, it's the same with the Rolex part. You know, it's just how it is.
But how about with Valjoux and ETA? That's still a good movement. Any watch that uses a generic movement, you're okay, aren't you?
They want to cut all that out. That's all owned by the Swatch group, right?
Yes.
So ETA owns Valjoux. They own... Swatch owns ETA, Valjoux. They own Omega, Longines. All those movements are going to... Breitlings and Tags and Mont Blanc and, Bone Mercier and all that. It's all the same stuff. It's all from the same place. And Omega are talking about cutting a lot of people out of work. Unless it's one of their own, unless it's a movement or a watch brand that is under the Swatch group, they're talking about cutting everyone out. I mean, they're insane. Okay?
Mate,
they're insane.
I remember, and it's also... I sold this fucking Omega to this guy, right? And it was a 25-year-old Omega, and a few parts had been changed. Like, it was an ETA movement, but a few parts had been changed over the years, right? This moron sends it to Omega for an overhaul, and they immediately say, this part is not genuine Omega. Like it's a proper ETA part, but it wasn't a factory Omega part. Therefore, these need to be replaced. They just clamp down on it like a mob of fucking assholes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep.
And, see, the problem is, you know, if you send a Breitling in for service, they always replace the hands when they do the service. But there's no way in the world an independent watchmaker can buy Breguet hands, can buy Breitling hands. They won't sell them to you. They tell you to get fucked.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
And I mean, you know, if they did this in the car industry, there'd be people up and down screaming. You know that?
Yeah.
But no one gives a shit.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you can go and buy yourself a brand new Mercedes for $100,000, and then you can walk in the next day and say, "I can have a new set of pads and motors for a Mercedes," and they'll just sell it to you straight over the counter.
Yeah.
But you can't buy a watch part. Are you serious?
I mean, why haven't they tried to complain about that?
Well, you know, people have been writing letters and complaining over the years. They've said a lot of people broke, and then they have the hide to ring up everyone in Sydney looking for watchmakers.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, looking for watchmakers.
Yeah.
They're ruining the industry. They're getting everyone out of it, and they wonder why there's no watchmakers. They're kidding, mate. It takes years to learn how to fix up all those old watches.
Yeah, that's right.
You can put some guy through tech, he's still going to be very slow, and he isn't going to know. You know, so. But look, Paul, to be honest with you, Rolex have made me a lot of money.
Yes.
Because I've managed to find ways to get around everything and to get parts and stuff like this.
You bought a lot of parts, didn't you?
They've made it so hard for everybody else. And now, you know, I get a lot of work because people can't take their watches to get it fixed up unless they go to Rolex, and then they get skinned alive.
Yes. Skinned alive, that's the right term.
Yeah, well, they have made me money. You know, they have made me money.
Yes. But I mean, you're probably one of the good you're one of the best watchmakers in Australia, and it's not like you're driving a Porsche and living in a fucking $3 million apartment, is it? You're just surviving. You're not really doing that fantastic.
I think I'm a good trades watchmaker, and mate, I can tell you now, I just make a living, Paul.
Yeah.
No big dollars, but I've got work because people come and use me because I'm pretty reasonable, you know. But all I do is I make a living. That's it.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. It's pretty fucking hard there, Paul. Very, very hard. You know, what can you say, hey?